Hey everybody, Necroxis here. I wanted to make a quick video to tell you about some breaking news that I just learned about. It really has nothing to do with the lore of the game, but it has to do with World of Warcraft and Blizzard as a whole. And it's kind of important, kind of big, significant news. Ghostcrawler, Greg Street, is leaving Blizzard Entertainment. The news broke about 45 minutes ago through a post on his Twitter, or not Twitter, his Facebook. Um, and I'm going to read it. It's basically a typical stock I'm leaving kind of thing. But he said, I have been at Blizzard Entertainment for almost 6 years. It has been epic, and I have made many great friends around the world and have learned so much. But I have a great opportunity for something new and exciting, and sadly, it's time to move on. The gaming community will find out today, so I want you all to hear from me first. To all of you, my Blizzard family, inside the company and out, thank you for everything. We will keep in touch. You have made me love my life. So, when I first read about this, I wasn't actually sure what I thought, so I looked into it a little bit more, and I was reading some stuff on MMO Champion and the official forums, and I found myself becoming of two minds about this whole thing. The first was I was sad. I was sad that Ghostcrawler was leaving. He has been such a public face to World of Warcraft and Blizzard Entertainment, to such a level that he has been so public with his communications and his dialogues with us, the fan community, just random fans on Twitter. I've only joined Twitter about a year ago, but I've been following him pretty much since day one. And it's not really uncommon to see like tens and maybe even hundreds of tweets per day about the changes they're making to the game. PvP changes. Basically, every change that's not story had to do with Ghostcrawler in some regard. And ever since he stopped posting from the official forums to just Twitter, he's been doing it a lot, like a lot. So much so that I think it's actually unprecedented and sets a new bar for gaming companies and how they communicate with their consumers. He was basically the message boy for all of the design changes that the entire team was making. He was the public face for that. And as such, he got a lot of hatred for it. I don't think it's really controversial to say Ghostcrawler got a lot of hate from a lot of people. And that's where my other mind about this comes into play. In one hand, I was sad. On this hand, I was enraged by just the absolute stupidity and just dickishness and, just assholes on these forums. MMO Champion particularly because they are quite terrible in what they can get away with compared to the official forums. But on there too, people who are saying things like, good, I'm glad he lost his job. He should have been fired. He didn't get fired, by the way. He's leaving. But then some people are like, well, that's just the thing they say when they were going to fire him, so he's leaving instead. Whatever, all the other bullshit. People like that, they particularly infuriate me because not only do they have no idea the depth and the complexity of making and developing and maintaining a balance for a game like an MMORPG or the MMORPG right now, World of Warcraft, still 9 years later. I don't think it's really a stretch to say that a lot of the success of the game can be credited to Ghostcrawlers and his team. I have no qualm saying that whatsoever. I think it's a large factor, especially with as somebody who I don't even agree with 100% of the decisions that Blizzard and Ghostcrawler's team and him himself have made to the game. There are a lot I didn't like. If I would have had a YouTube account back when they were announcing the Mists of Pandaria Warlock changes, there would have been multiple videos from me saying that I didn't like it after I played it on the beta. I still kind of don't really like how Warlocks feel compared to how they were. But you know what? There's something to say about somebody who will say right to your face, we felt like this was wrong, we're going to make this change, and that's what we're doing, and we're going to make it the next expansion. And we know some people might not like it, we know some people might. We think it's going to be better for the game overall. And there's people companies who will say things like this and then just not make any other responses. They'll just say, we're changing this, and the implications basically deal with it. and then that cut off all contact. Ghostcrawler wasn't like that. Blizzard would make the announcement. They would say, we're doing XYZ, and then you'd see Ghostcrawler, whether it was on the official forums or now on Twitter, just talking to people, person after person after person after person, explaining why they're doing what they're doing, explaining what they want to do, explaining how they envision a certain thing. And I think that's really, really rare in the gaming industry these days, where all of it seemingly, for the most part, the vast majority nowadays, it seems like it's just about profit, regurgitating the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over again, with a very little or no interaction between the community, the fans, the consumers of the product, and the developers. I don't think any other big company besides Blizzard and then smaller like indie companies communicate with their fan base to the level that Blizzard does, and I can say safely that 80% of that for Blizzard is because of Ghostcrawler. So I think it's just sad that he's leaving. I hope that he Ghostcrawler, Greg, if you're whatever reason watching this shitty YouTube channel or this video, I just want to thank you for the years that you've put into Blizzard and to WoW, making it the game that I've played for 9 years. I think a lot of the game's success can be credited to you. And even if I don't agree with all of the decisions you've made or your team has made about the game, I can respect someone who has the integrity and the respect of their fan base to tell them what they might not want to hear all the time. So I hope if you're going to another gaming company that you bring the love that you brought, that I could feel that you brought to Warcraft. Even if you weren't a game developer. People, if you're watching this, you might not know Ghostcrawler doesn't have a game design degree or background. And to have the success that the game has had, it's kind of outstanding. It's kind of amazing. It's kind of unbelievable in a way. To have someone who is that high up, who has no background in game design. So, I wanted to go to BlizzCon this year. I couldn't afford it. One of the few people whose hands I wanted to shake, besides Dave Kosak, Chris Metzen, was Ghostcrawler. Was yours, Greg, if you're watching this? I'm just assuming you are now because, I can't. It's my video. Leave me alone. I wanted to shake your hand and thank you for everything you've done for the game, for the community, for me, for making a game that has grown. I've played as I grew up. I remember I used to raid vanilla back in high school when I was a sophomore, and now I'm 24, almost 25, and I'm still playing the game, and that's kind of amazing. So, thank you. I hope wherever you go, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you bring the same passion to that as you did WoW, and I have no doubt that if you do go to another gaming company, that it can only be better for them because of it. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching everybody else. Yeah, and I'll see you guys next time. Farewell.